I can hear Richard Fell's voice. It's race 5, Wyfold Challenge Club, Star Club against Molesey Boat Club. Tense moments here.
Attention! Go!
Cockless boats, these 4, so it's up to the men in the boat to steer the boat. They'll be really concentrating these first few strokes to get off clean and get off first. And we've got Molesey Boat Club against Star Club in this heat, in this semi-final of the Wyfolds. Who is going to book their place through to Sunday? And at the moment it's Molesey. They need to do a little bit of steering, get their boat back on track. But great start here at Henley Royal Regatta for both these boats.
Yeah, and that's the sort of start both crews want to get off nice and clean, no interruptions, into their rhythm and inside the booms. That's always a thing at the upper blocks. You want to make sure you take care of the boys, and now they're into the booms and the race really begins now. Yeah,
absolutely. Looking there at the Molesey boat going from the back to the front, you're looking at, or the man who's leading it first. You've got Liam Tustin, Christopher Ray, Harry Glenister and Alistair Douglas, and they will be pretty pleased with that start. I think they've got into a good rhythm, but as so many of these semi-finals are going to be marked, at this stage in the race, in the early stage of the race, it is absolutely level.
Yeah, and this is the first time these crews would have met during the regatta after winning their previous couple of days, and there hasn't been much between them, and that's the excitement of semi-finals. It's one-on-one, that gladiatorial racing, and just to see how these crews are going to kind of have that fist fight down the track is going to be really interesting to see how it pans out later on.
Yeah, absolutely, and Star, as they did yesterday, they've just settled into that really nice long rhythm there. Star, it's on their blades, their cruise blades are easily recognisable, the clue is in the name, and looking at there now, they have got that nice, long, loose, the rating is still high, but it does look just a little bit more relaxed than we are looking on the Molesey Club here. It just looks like they've got a little bit more per stroke mark.
Yeah, it's just that relaxation, that length, as they put the blade in the water, as they sweep the boat past that point, they just look more relaxed at the moment, and that's what it's all about, especially into a headwind. The race is going to be over a longer period of time. You're going to have a longer base-like pace in the middle where you have to keep that boat speed up as much as possible, and it is about having that really nice rhythm in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Molesey up at 37 strokes per minute. The lungs will be hurting, the legs will be hurting. Star, they're just rating a little bit lower there at the moment, and you can see that the 2 boat speeds are very, very evenly matched. And this is what I love about rowing. You can have different styles, but as long as the 4 people, the 8 people, the 2 people in the boat do it together, the boat can move really fast, Mark.
And that's the great thing about, as you said, about the sport, is that we've got these amazing shots again from the drone. I just love watching these shots. This is something that I keep saying that it'd be great if we could have this around all the other events we have in the sport. But this is what's special about Henley this year. We've got this drone shot, which is the best iconic view you'll ever get of any rowing race.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the skill of the athletes here. They have to fit their boats into that wooden buoyed course, and they have to got nothing in the middle to keep them apart. So this is completely unique. It used to be racing in 6-lane racing, a safe lane of buoys either side, giving you that indication. Here at Henley Royal Regatta, it just feels a bit different, doesn't it, Mark?
Yeah, and it's that's the uniqueness of racing at Henley, and that's why it's so special. As you mentioned, normally in international racing there's 6 boats. In this, it's one-on-one, and there isn't much space. They've just gone through Fawley there, so it'll be interesting to see what the time is. As you can see, there's not a lot in it so far. And in the old days, they used to have 3 boats racing down this course, and as an athlete, it always seems very narrow. But when this aerial shot, you can see how much space there actually is on either side of the cruise.
Oh, I don't know about that, Mark. I think if I had to steer that middle boat, it would put fear over my heart. But look at this. Molesey have made a good move here. Star, they got out long and strong, but Molesey, they have been brave at this point. As we go past this marker signal, I think we're going to be seeing, yes we do, number 2 going up ahead of number 1, indicating it is Molesey at the moment that are in the lead.
And that was what we mentioned, it's about that rhythm, that base pace in the middle, and keeping the boat speed up as much as possible, not dying. And Molesey are the heavier crew in this, so going into that wind, it does favour the bigger athletes because they can really start to use their power, because it just brings the whole speed down, and you're not going to rate as high, or the cadence isn't going to be as high into a headwind, because it's heavier, and you just want to take your time and make sure you press out the finish of each single stroke.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd often talk about the heavier athletes having an advantage, especially in the Cox boat. But in this headwind, I think every boat is going to feel like it is carrying a coxswain on it. It just feels different. So when you're picking it up, when the spoon's going in the water, instead of the boat lifting in that tailwind way, the headwind, you have to be patient. And at the moment, the Molesey Rowing Club boat, they are keeping that patience, and it's paying dividends. And looking on the left-hand side, the star crew, you can see the bodies are beginning to go slightly across different directions. The heads don't look quite so cohesive, and it's Molesey Rowing Club that are winning at the moment this heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup.
They've just lost their composure a little bit there, Star. Hope they can get back into that rhythm and start to relax. As they come down the course, the water should start becoming flatter as they come into the kind of first part of the wind. Because remember, you've got 2,112 metres, and when there's a wind going straight up the course, those waves and the wind will gradually pick up as you at the start, and will gradually kind of ease off as you come to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some pedigree in this Molesey boat. Several ex-junior internationals. They have represented their country. Right now, they'll be representing their client very, very proudly. And looking at the mile, Molesey are up by half a length, and they will be delighted with that middle part of the section. They have driven their boat on, and they are taking advantage. At the moment, Molesey leading Star Club in the semi-final of the Wyfold Challenge Cup.
And as they come into the start of the enclosures there, Molesey have just moved into the middle of the river. And this is what's unique about Henley, because there's no buoy line, you can kind of influence the other crews you're racing by moving across and just giving them your puddles, which I class as dirty water, and upsetting their rhythm. And you won't be actually working any harder. It'll be disrupting the other crew, and sometimes slows them down as it knocks them off, and they get frustrated by that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we look on this back shot, there is good separation, but you're right, it is something that makes an athlete feel even more powerful when you know you can influence slightly that other crew, driving your finishes away. But look at this now, Molesey Boat Club, look at those heads, the three-man there, he's just having a quick glance. Harry Glenister, he's just checking at the Progress World where they are, and checking again, I wonder whether he actually has the steering foot, and he's checking where the boat is. But look at them, they really have made a good last two-thirds this race, and Molesey Boat Club, there they go, we're going to push it through. Can Star do anything else to come back on, Mark?
I think that's a fantastic middle section of race there by Molesey. Kept composed, kept in the rhythm, and just gradually eased out every single stroke over the second part of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bowman there just looking for the finish line. It is Molesey Boat Club. They've won their semi-final against Star Club of the Wyfold Challenge Cup. They have booked their place through to Sunday, and this is the first crew that has booked its place through to Sunday, because the boats we looked at earlier, the Prince Alberts, you can watch those races, they're through to the semi-final, but no, Molesey Boat Club through to the final.